Welcome everyone, welcome to another preview. This is Metal Canyon and we'll be previewing a game by Machine22 called March of the Living. Wait, what? You already knew the title? How the hell did you already... Oh, right, okay. Anyway, let me turn down the music a little bit because it's quite loud. Anyway, March of the Living Dead is, as they call it, a combination of faster than light, roguelike, and The Walking Dead. I like roguelikes, I like, games with RPG elements. I really like zombies and zombie games. Yes, the game market might be saturated with zombie games. Some people are complaining too many zombie games, but I don't know. I like zombie games, so there we go. Anyway, what you're trying to do is survive, obviously, in a zombie apocalypse. And it's not a nice place to be because, well, as you can see, there's quite a few zombies about that want to eat your face, and then your legs and your arms and your torso. And they most definitely do not care about you making it out alive. So let me continue the game here, and we might even start a new one later on. But anyway, so here we go. This is the game space. Let me reload my weapon. You start with one of the 4 characters that are available. Now, I haven't unlocked any of the rest except Greg. Barry over here is actually an NPC that joined us up in the middle. And we are currently in a town. Now, towns are a bit of a special thing in March of the Living, because it's the only place where you can actually, decide whether you want to scavenge or not. But we'll get to that later. So let's look at the UI a little bit. First of all, the graphics are very sort of retro, pixel graphics, and I have to say, I do love the well done pixelated graphics like this. I'm quite a fan of it, and March of the Living is no different. I like this style, and it's quite nicely drawn. There's a few details here and there. There's just not enough variation, I feel, but we'll get to that later. As I said, let's look at the UI first. So over here on the top we have growls. This is for when you actually travel. This bar will fill up and tell you how likely you are to encounter a group of zombies, or I shouldn't really say how likely, it just means that if it fills up completely, you'll be fighting zombies. Now, what kind of zombies, you don't know. It depends on which part of the map you're in, and so on and so forth. So over to the left we have our party members. You can see that there's space for 6 party members, which is insane. The most I ever had was 4, actually, and that was after a long and hardy battle. This game is not easy, let me put it this way. In a way it is easy, but in a way it's really not. But as I've said like many times now, we'll get to that. So over here we have our basic statistics. We have health, fatigue, and hunger, and all of this you have to battle. Now, health is the one that's usually doesn't go down unless you're fighting. Now, whether this is fighting actual zombies or fighting people in the little story segments. Fatigue is obviously how tired you are, and this goes up as you travel and fight. And hunger, well, self-explanatory. Over here we have the most important inventory stuff, which is pistol bullets, shotgun bullets, which I don't really know how that works. I thought shotguns had slugs and pellets and such, but I'm not really a weapons expert, so there you go. And I'm nitpicking. And there's rifle bullets, which are very, very nice. But of course, you need to have weapons for all of these. And of course, food rations. Now, one food is enough for one person to eat, but it might not necessarily deplete their hunger completely, as we'll find out soon. Manage group. Here you can manage the characters. This is their inventory. Unfortunately, all of them seem to have the same amount of inventory space, which is only 6 items. You can't stack items, so yeah, you have to really think about what you'll take with you and what you will leave behind. Now, there's Barry as well, and of course you can also equip different weapons. You have statistics on weapons. For example, the hammer, the melee weapon, has 6 damage and -5% hit chance modifier and a delay of attacking plus 10%. And while a revolver, for example, has 8 damage and 0% jamming chance because this is an actual normal revolver. There's also rusty revolvers, old revolvers, and so on and so forth. But this one is quite nice. If we go to the character pane, you get a little bit of a biography of, you know, the guys you're with, and over here you get traits. So we're quite an expert in using pistols, which is nice. So, you know, Greg usually uses a pistol in my playthroughs, and melee weapons. And shotguns and rifles, well, he's not that great, but he's not bad. While Barry is intimidating and is okay-ish in different stuff. Now, it says he's a kid, but that's obviously not the truth because he's bald and has a beard. So this is just a, you know, pre-release bug that probably they will be ironing out. Unfortunately, it's quite debilitating because the kid trait gives you a hit chance of minus 50%. So he's pretty much useless with anything. So I just have him as a carrying mule for the moment. And, well, he's disposable in my mind. So anyway, over here to the top we have what the day it is since you've departed, what time of the day is, and where your destination is, how far away it is. So because I'm in a city, let me show you the map. This is the map. Right now I've started over here, or maybe over... No, I think I've started in the city. And I went all the way over here to this another city. Now remember, cities are the only places where you can actually scavenge for stuff. And then I've decided to go to this next city, and I have to go to this quest area over here where I will get another NPC, which is quite nice. It's going to be Olivia. She's good. So I'm at the city, and now we can decide to scavenge. I've already scavenged the police station, hospital, and grocery store. Now I have drugstore and apartments available as well. You can only try to scavenge each of these places once. And it doesn't matter if you succeed or lose or fail, you can only visit them once. And it also says cities are great to find supplies, but are also highly dangerous places, so be careful. And they can say that again. Now, when you select a place to search, for example, a drugstore, select for how long you will be searching the drugstore. The more time you spend searching, the more things you might find. Search for 20, 40, or 60 minutes, and you get the same percentage chance of an encounter. Now, here's my problem. This never changes. The scavenging screen has been always the same through all of my playthroughs, and I've died many times, believe me. It's always the police station, hospital, grocery store, drugstore, and apartments. This never changes. This could change. Why not? Make it, make it a little bit different. Have some other stuff. It's not like these places are actually... drawn. You'll see. When we go to the drugstore, for example, search for 60 minutes, you get a little animation of them walking, and then you get a clock, and that's it, And now we're actually in a fight because, well, there you go. 60% chance of an encounter. But yeah, that scavenging screen is just a little bit boring and a little bit, well... sort of unfair in a way. It's always a 60% chance, and of course you want to get the most stuff you can, because you need supplies. So why couldn't that, for example, be randomized? Maybe a town is overrun and you have a 90% chance of encountering stuff. Maybe it's fairly abandoned and you have a 20% chance only, make it a little bit interesting. So anyway, right now we have to fight all these zombies. Fortunately for us, we only have these ones, which are normal zombies, rotters, and 2 grabbers, which are kind of nasty, and you'd never want to fight anything other than rotters, in my opinion, in melee. So grabbers will have to fight with projectile weapons. Now, unfortunately, if you look down here, I've got a hit chance if I'm using this skill. Now this means that Greg will have an 80% chance and then a 70% and 60% chance to hit targets at that range. However, Greg, if you remember, has the kid trait, 20% chance and then 15 and 10. Lovely. So he will be not attacking any targets and just be going over there to the left. I'm going to send Greg up ahead a little bit, and then instead of using aim at the body, which has a small chance to instantly kill the target and immobilize the target for a few seconds, I'm going to be doing the aim at the upper body, higher chance to instantly kill the target, because, of course. Now, this does decrease the chance to hit, as you can see. But I'm going to go with it because I want these things dead as quickly as possible. Now, you can use space to pause and resume the play however much you like, so that's nice. And then you can also target zombies as they are over here with your mouse, or just click on them up here, which you will find that is quite necessary later on because they all just sort of clump up. I'm going to stop and just start shooting this one. Now, because I'm using such an aimed shot, he's gonna spend a bit of time aiming at the zombies. Bang, I've missed. Brilliant. That's one. Excellent. So I can go for the other one. Now, I have a feeling he might not be going for... No, he's not going for Gress, so that's pretty perfect. Nice. So there we go. We've killed these two zombies, so now we can just kill all the rest of the rotters with melee weapons. So we go to manage, and I'll equip the hammer. Unfortunately, I don't have anything better than the hammer, so that's what we'll have to do. Now, our hit chance is only 50%. This isn't due to the fact that we are so fatigued. We have 157% fatigue, which is already, you know, 57% past this bar. So yeah, we get loads of penalties, like a minus 15% hit chance, minus 3 melee damage, minus 25% speed, minus 20% break grapple, and so on and so forth. This is what I will address right after we kill all these. Now, the way the melee combat works, I still can't decide whether I like it or not. Killing zombies is very satisfying. So let me show you this. So I have an attack which has to power up, and then you see that I immediately disengage. I hit the zombie and then go. Now this zombie, keep looking at this zombie over here that I'm targeting now. They also have bars, as you can see. Now these are their attack bars, and when they fill up, they attack me. However, if I run away, they will not attack. And this is actually what the game tells you to do. You have to avoid them and avoid their attacks. Now, the rotters are the only ones you can really effectively avoid in melee. That's why I say don't fight any of the other ones apart from using projectile weapons. Now, I will hit this guy before he can actually do anything and then run away. Bang. There we go. And then you run away. And this is what you do in melee. And I can't decide whether I like this or not, because it's just, you know, it's so sort of... I don't know. It doesn't feel right that I have to be doing this. It feels like some kind of a system... Oh, I've killed that one. Nice. Some kind of a system where you, you know, dodge or something would be nicer. But then again, zombies do tend to grab people. So, yeah, you gotta be a little more careful. I'm gonna try and hit this guy. There you go. I wanted to get him so he wouldn't be chasing Barry about. So let's finish all these guys off. Now, let me talk about the needs of the characters. Fatigue, hunger, and health. Oh, you'll have to move away from there, otherwise you'll be attacked. Now, fatigue goes up as I use the melee weapons. You can see it's already 177% chance. And from what I've played, it feels like fatigue and hunger go up far too quickly. Most of the time, I end up... Oh, why am I not... Oh, crap, I'm grappled. How did you do that? I didn't move out in time. Jeez, okay, not grappled anymore. Good. That was not good. I actually received some damage, and you can get infected, which basically means you will be losing 1 health per day, which is not a nice thing. Let's get this zombie so he's not going to be chasing Barry anymore. There we go. So now I can just go past them. They won't be able to attack me. These ones are fine. The other ones, a bit more of a problem. But yeah, it feels like half of the time I'm just trying to keep fatigue and hunger down, which is fine. You know, it's a survival sort of RPG elements game. I'm fine with that. However, in this game, the distances between towns or places on the map are so large. It's like 25 kilometers plus sometimes, and that's quite a long way to walk. And then the time goes by rather quickly, you know, the actual clock. But of course, you're looking at it all in real time as the clock runs past you, so to speak. You know, you'll just fast forward a few hours as you walk. And of course, the hunger and fatigue will increase rather dramatically. So half of the time, it really just feels I'm at 200% fatigue. That's the maximum amount. You know, it just feels like I'm trying to keep fatigue down and hunger down. And there's a first aid kit and bandage here, which is very nice. I'm going to get rid of the keys, the toy hand grenade, which I was just holding on to just in case somebody wanted to buy them. and I'm going to get my revolver back and reload it. I'm running out of pistol bullets, which is not nice, but, well, there you go. So anyway, let's scavenge the apartments, and then we will proceed. Now, as I said, combat is quite fun in a way. It's very satisfying to kill stuff, to kill the zombies. But, oh man, I want to take the fishing rod, but, actually, you know what? I'm gonna use one of the bandages, even though it heals 2 HP, and I'm only 1 HP damage, but that's fine. So let's take the fishing rod, because it can actually become useful. Alright, so now we're done over here. If I wanted to rest now, you would click rest, of course. You're probably yelling at the screen, right? No! You click rest, and then it says searching for a safe place to rest. Now, this is rather annoying, and we're very lucky because we found a safe place to rest. And now the time is advancing, and our fatigue is going down. But it's going to take quite a while to go down from, 200%. Now, the problem with the fatigue and hunger is that they are quite debilitating. Look at this. I have all these things, all these minuses, because my fatigue was over 100%, and even when it's close to 80%, you can see that I still have penalties applying to me. Now, to have, just as a kick in the nuts, when your hunger goes, close to 100%, actually over 100%, your fatigue increases faster. It's like, holy shit, leave me alone. So now they're both very hungry at 156%. We're going to have them both eat. You can actually select who gets to eat and who doesn't. And we're lucky. We almost completely removed the hunger. So we're probably saying at this point, what's the big deal? You just slept and ate and you've gotten rid of fatigue and hunger. Yeah. Well, let's go to the map, which, by the way, I'm not very happy about. The map is boring. It's boring. Look at this place. It's just... Let's place a few dots here and there and connect them. And, so your main problem when deciding where to go is like, do I want to go to this dot or to that dot? That dot is a little more rectangular. I like that. And that dot is too many lines going to it. Yeah, no, I don't. No, that dot is just not dotty enough. I'm going for that dot. I mean, couldn't they have done something more interesting with it? I mean, of course, you have to decide, oh, I'll go this way because then I want to go here, 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 and here. I don't want to go here, well, I could, and go through here to the territory and past the city, but, it's not a huge deal. At the end, you will most likely always go to your destination just fine. The only real... decision-making thing is whether you want to take very long routes, because the longer the line is, the longer they will actually be walking, and you don't want to backtrack. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Doesn't matter where we go. Let's go over here. So I click on the little dot. Yeah, they could have done something much more interesting with this. Fewer dots, but, actual, I don't know, icons, like there's a farmstead here, there's a gas pump here, there's a graveyard here, and so on and so forth. Give you something to go on, and maybe some information about, are you completely oblivious to what has been going on here? I mean, what's over here? You were supposed to be living in this place, I can understand if you're new to the place, or maybe the city is so big, or the countryside, that you don't know every place. That's fine, but just give me a little bit to go on, maybe. But anyway, let's go to this place. And now what happens is, you can see that this growls is going up and down and so on, and time is advancing very fast. Look at the fatigue and hunger. It's going up rather quickly, and we're one fight away from almost completely filling the fatigue meter because of the, melee combat. Now, this is when you arrive to a place that's not a city. Dialogue time, or, well, decision time. It's like an FTL, but I really miss... there was something in the background, like something drawn about it. It's just this. Almost like a visual novel, but better, because visual novels... Bleh. Actually, wait a second, visual novels do have stuff drawn for them, don't they? Oh well. A traveler hails you from a distance. Raise your gun and tell the stranger to keep his distance while you pass him. Nope, stop walking and ask him for from a safe distance if he has any goods to trade. You stop and shout from a safe distance, asking if the stranger wants to trade. Unfortunately, the noise of your voice has attracted the attention of some nearby infected. Would stroll directly onto the road in front of you. What? You mean who strolled directly? The stranger doesn't seem to want anything to do with this fight and quickly disappears. Brilliant. Now... oh, it's only these guys. Okay, that's fine. I can just take care of them. Now, you will see my fatigue level. No, you will not be doing anything, Barry, because you suck. My fatigue level is currently 27%. It's going to be insane when I finish just with 3 zombies. Unless I'm that lucky for all 3. Which I probably won't be. Now, when you get instant kills, you can't really control it. That's up to chance. And I'm completely fine with that. So we said 27%, right? Alright, so I'm damaging these guys. I was lucky on that one. I wouldn't have instantly killed him there. But there you go. Yeah, you know, combat is quite satisfying to kill him. The sound effects are nice. The blood splatter on the ground and everything. It's very nicely done. So there we go. We got some rifle bullets. Not bad. However, instead of 27, we got an extra 20% fatigue. Ah, so much. It's crazy. So... now what we will do, the positioning is, by the way, also fairly important. Usually you want your rifle people on the left, although you can get surrounded from both sides, so, you know, keep that in mind. But I like to keep my people in the center, unless they're using rifles, because you never know when they're going to come from. So, we've done this part, let's keep moving. Now, the time is already, you know, afternoon, and our fatigue and hunger are almost... at 100%. So there we go. At 60%, I already get quite a few penalties for fatigue. And as my hunger will increase to 100% and over, we will be getting even more fatigue. Don't move, a voice orders from behind. You stop in your tracks and risk a glance over your shoulder to see a man pointing a pistol at you. The strange thing is, there definitely wasn't anyone there a minute ago. I've already seen this one. Now we can do this the easy way or the hard way, the man continues. Put all the ammunition you have in a pile in front of you, then get on your way. The man is clearly in a position of power, but you couldn't help but notice that this gun wasn't loaded. Something is off here. Attack him, of course. Now, if you're agile, you can dive to the ground in front of you. Unfortunately, there's also some characters that can do stuff if you have them, but the game just sort of shows you those... options like this, grayed out. So you know, even without ever having met those characters, you know what their option would be. It's kind of a spoiler I don't like. I would rather that be hidden. So let's attack him because, you know, no way we're giving him all the ammunition. In this world, every shot counts. You backhand the man who is standing a bit too close and disarm him. Before you can celebrate your victory, however, another man pops out from under a tar-colored mat and points a gun at you. So now we're fighting this guy. Now, this is very dangerous because he's actually using a pistol, and we only have a revolver. Not good, but we'll have to do something with it. 70%. We have to get a little closer as he fires at us. Alright, go for it. Come on. There you go. I was actually lucky and killed him immediately. The one that ambushed you escaped during the fray. Regardless, you can't help but admire the handiwork of the pair of them put into disguising themselves as a section of the road. Pistol bullets, food rations, and a rusty semi-automatic pistol, which I'm not really gonna take because it's got minus 10% hit chance modifier. We've got better. Although, actually, I gotta use a bandage, so let's put a bandage over there. Use it. There we go. So we can keep that. Nice. Okay, so let's reload this. As you can see, our fatigue and hunger is now pretty high, and a couple more, you know, places to go, and we'll be at full fatigue and hunger. So most of the time, you're just battling with that. There we go. Fatigue increases faster. HP penalty -2. It's like, what? All right, so let's stop and eat. There we go. So at least we won't be, you know, getting more fatigued now. And of course, as I said, when the growls over here hit 100%, we fight zombies. Standing a little bit back from the road, you spot some kind of building between the trees. It appears to be an old wooden schoolhouse. Scope out the perimeter. Looking around outside, you find no signs that the school was in use, even years before the outbreak. Peeking through a window, you see no infected. Let's check inside. You duck inside and find the schoolhouse to be in good repair and free of infected. It seems like a safe place to spend the night. Well, just when I was complaining about it, I can now rest here. This is another thing. This says it's a safe zone to rest. Now, most of the places will not be safe zones. In cities, you will actually look for a safe zone to rest, and when you're out of cities, it will always be dangerous, and the game will advise you to have someone on watch. I haven't tried it yet, because I just have them all sleep, but, well, there you go. Now, without me complaining about too much, about that all the time, let me say something about the dialogues. I like them, but at the same time, it feels like sometimes the game pushes you into things you wouldn't really want to do. It doesn't give you a chance to do something else, Sometimes it just says, oh, I will get you next time. That's what your character says, when you wouldn't really say that. For example, you would... Oh, growls are full. Oh my god, are you serious? At this point in the game, I get screamers? These are the most horrible zombies you can get. They are very fast, and they do a lot of damage, and they attack very quickly. So yeah, I think we're dead here. Well, let's finish off these guys here, at least. This is gonna be horrible. Come on. We're gonna be so dead. Did you see their bars go up so quickly? You can see that there's also the infuriating choice that you cannot run. I'm assuming if they did give me a chance to run, fatigue would go up, just as a kick in the nuts. As you can see, that guy already hit me, despite the fact that I've only attacked one of those zombies very quickly, but nope. Ow, ow, look at that, that's insane! How are you supposed to fight this? I mean, if I had some rifles, I could try to take him out from afar, but right now, I'm in deep shit. So the only thing I can do right now is try and kill these guys, which I will probably not do. There we go, come on. Well, Barry's dead, probably. There we go, I actually killed that one. Barry's dead. And I have to finish off that one. So, this brings me to my final point. The game has a lot of potential. I love what they've done with it. I love the graphics. Oh, and I'm dead. You fall to the ground in agony knowing you've met your maker, and so on and so forth. The game has a lot of potential, but in the end, all that enjoyment I have, from killing zombies, from getting good loot, and from feeling like I actually did something, I just feel frustrated at the end because of the choices that are either forced upon me or the horrible, combat of the high-level zombies. This was crazy because this was the second part of the map and we already got screamers. I didn't get that until the third and the last part of the map. And I got to the end of the game once and I died because instead of a boss fight, there was just waves of zombies, including lots of screamers that I just couldn't, I couldn't do. And at one point, an important NPC died. Let's put it that way, so I won't spoil anything. An important NPC died, and it just said, well, you've lost all your will to live. So, there we go. March of the Living Dead. Great potential. Great base, but I think it needs a little more time in the oven. It's going to be released on the 20th, so just in a few days. I'm not sure actually when I'll post this, 20th of April, but I feel like it needs a little bit more polish time and maybe rebalancing a little bit of the fatigue, of the hunger, maybe give an option to run, because, it's bloody zombies. They're shuffling and walking. Yes, they're sort of jogging, but you can run, you're a human. So that, and also make the map much more interesting. So there we go, March of the Living Dead. I will certainly be keeping an eye on this game because, as I said, it has a lot of good parts about it. It has a lot of potential. I know it sounds like most of the video I've been complaining about this and that, but I wanted to show you, while you watch the actual game and its good parts, to also show you the bad parts, which, you know, as I said, have rather frustrated me. Otherwise, if I wasn't feeling that frustrated, I would just say, it's a bit of an oversight, a bit of an, you know, nitpick, but there you go, you can still enjoy the game. It's just a little bit frustrating. So hopefully the developer will be correcting these things, making some rebalancing and such. And yeah, this will be a very, very fun game. Thanks for watching, everyone. Metal Canyon out. Welcome everyone, welcome to a new preview. This is Metal Canyon, and we will be previewing March of the Living Dead. And I forgot the developer. Bloody hell. Alright.